There are places in this world that feel different. They hold a certain energy, a weight from the past that you can almost touch. Pine Lawn Manor is one of those places. It stands deep within the whispering woods of Blackwood Creek, far from any main road. To get there, you have to travel down a long, forgotten lane. The trees here grow so close together, their branches form a dark canopy overhead. Even on the brightest of days, the sunlight struggles to reach the forest floor. The air grows colder the deeper you go, and a strange silence falls, broken only by the rustling of unseen things in the undergrowth. There are no signs, no markers, only the ancient trees that stand like silent sentinels. They have witnessed everything that has happened on this land. As you finally break through the tree line, the manor appears suddenly. It rises from the landscape like a grey ghost, a stark silhouette against the often overcast sky. Pine Lawn Manor is a truly imposing sight. It was once a grand Victorian home, a symbol of wealth and status. Now it stands as a monument to decay. Its stone walls are stained with years of rain and neglect, covered in a creeping ivy that seems to be slowly pulling the structure back into the earth. The grand double doors hang askew on their rusted hinges, permanently ajar, as if offering a dark invitation into the shadows within. All around the manor, the gardens have been reclaimed by nature. What must have been pristine lawns and vibrant flower beds are now a chaotic tangle of weeds, thorns, and wildflowers. An ornamental fountain in the center of the garden is choked with dead leaves and stagnant dark water. It's a scene of utter desolation. A rusted iron bench, half swallowed by overgrown bushes, sits as a lonely testament to a time when people would sit and enjoy the view. The manor was built in 1888 by a wealthy industrialist named Alistair Ashworth. He wanted a home that would reflect his standing in society, a grand retreat for his wife Eleanor and their two children, Lillian and Thomas. For a time, the Ashworths lived a life of privilege and happiness within these walls. They hosted lavish parties and were well known in the local community. However, tragedy was not far behind. In the winter of 1895, young Thomas, who was only 8 years old, fell gravely ill with scarlet fever. Despite the best efforts of the doctors of the time, he passed away in his second-floor bedroom. The loss devastated the family. Alistair became withdrawn and focused solely on his work. While Eleanor, consumed by grief, rarely left the manor, she was said to have spent her days in Thomas's room, watching from the window, waiting for a son who would never return. Faced with financial ruin and unable to cope with the immense pressure, he took his own life in his study on the ground floor. After his death, Eleanor and her daughter Lillian were left to manage the vast, empty house alone. They lived as recluses, isolated by their grief. The stories of paranormal activity at Pine Lawn Manor are as numerous as they are chilling. One of the most common claims is the sound of a child's laughter echoing through the upstairs corridors. This is often followed by the distinct sound of small, quick footsteps running along the hallway, only to fade away into silence. Many paranormal investigators and visitors believe this to be the spirit of young Thomas Ashworth, forever playing in his childhood home. Another prominent story centers on the master bedroom, the room where both Thomas and his mother Eleanor died. People have reported a sudden and dramatic drop in temperature upon entering this room, even on a warm day. Some have claimed to see the faint indentation of a body on the dusty old mattress, as if someone has just been sitting there. The ground floor study, where Alistair Ashworth ended his life, is another hub of activity. Visitors often report the strong, lingering smell of cigar smoke. On a few terrifying occasions, people have claimed to see a tall, dark shadow figure standing near the old fireplace for a fleeting moment before vanishing completely. It's a presence that feels angry and tormented, forever trapped in the room where his life ended. Perhaps the most enigmatic of all the reported phenomena is the sighting of a woman in a grey dress. She is most often seen gazing out of the second-floor windows, particularly from Thomas's old room. This figure is believed to be the spirit of Eleanor, forever watching for her son. She never interacts with anyone. She simply stands, a silent, sorrowful silhouette, a constant reminder of the profound grief that has permanently stained the soul of Pine Lawn Manor. Local teenagers in the 1970s and 80s would dare each other to spend a night within its walls. One popular account tells of a group who heard what sounded like a piano being played softly.
Mama.
A former groundskeeper reported seeing a woman's face clearly looking down at him from an upper window. He described her as pale with dark, sad eyes. What is it about a place like Pine Lawn Manor that continues to draw us in? Every peeling strip of wallpaper, every rust-stained nail, and every dusty floorboard holds a piece of the Ashworth family's story. It's a human story of ambition, love, heartbreak, and despair. The house stands as a physical embodiment of their lives and perhaps their afterlives. We can bring in our equipment, our cameras, and our meters. We can record strange sounds and capture fleeting shadows, but we can never know for certain what is happening within those decaying walls. As we leave the grounds of Pine Lawn Manor and the trees of Blackwood Creek close in behind us, the silence that follows is the most unsettling part of the experience. The sounds of the house may fade, but the feeling it leaves you with does not. It's a feeling of profound sadness for the family that was lost, and a deep, chilling respect for the mystery that remains. The truth of what happens at Pine Lawn Manor may never be fully known, and perhaps it's meant to stay that way, a whispered secret kept by the house itself.